Today we have a sad update involving two of WWE's biggest stars and the death of Bray Wyatt. We are now learning why Alexa Bliss and Seth Rollins were not part of the SmackDown tribute to Bray Wyatt. But even though they didn't get to take part in the tribute to Bray Wyatt, they broke their silence about the tragic passing of Bray Wyatt. And as we know, both Alexa and Seth were both major parts of the WWE career of Bray Wyatt. And they have spoken out about the way they feel about the passing of Bray Wyatt. And we will bring you both of those videos and their comments in today's video. Seth Rollins' most recent interactions with Bray Wyatt was during his feud with the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Now, this was a very controversial feud, but unfortunately, in a Hell in a Cell match, things went very wrong as the referee stopped the match and there was no definitive winner. Many thought that the Fiend was going to win the Universal title that night. Instead, they went home without seeing a winner to that match. Now, that was WWE's fault for booking a bad finish to a match, but Bray Wyatt would go on to defeat Seth Rollins in another match, and the Fiend Bray Wyatt kept growing in popularity. Now, there was an episode of SmackDown where the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, interfered in Seth Rollins' match against Roman Reigns, and that was the last time we ever saw Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins in the same ring together. Now, as far as Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt, they joined forces as Alexa Bliss became a supernatural character, basically a female version of The Fiend. Some fans loved this, some fans didn't like this. But in some respects, teaming with Bray Wyatt made Alexa Bliss even more popular and brought her more notoriety. And the last time they were seen together was at WrestleMania in 2021. And now that Bray Wyatt has sadly passed away, both Alexa Bliss and Seth Rollins have broke their silence on the tragic passing of Bray Wyatt. And also, we have now learned why Alexa and Seth were not part of the tribute to Bray Wyatt on SmackDown. Let's get to these new updates right now. As tributes have been pouring in for Bray Wyatt, we are learning just how many lives Bray touched, both fans and wrestlers. Of course, on TV, he played demented characters, evil characters, and most of his time in WWE was spent being a heel. Yet, even though he was a heel, he actually got more cheers than boos because his characters were so popular and beloved. And what we saw on TV was a very evil Bray Wyatt. But Bray Wyatt behind the scenes, when he was just Windham Rotunda, was nothing like his on-screen persona. He was the complete opposite. But maybe that's why he was able to portray such evil, demented characters on TV and make them believable and get them over. We have seen time and time again WWE try to push supernatural type characters, and usually they get laughed out of the building. They get booed out of the building, and they end them in a few months because they're not working. But Bray Wyatt brought something unique and special to these movie-like characters, and they worked. And he was one of the few people in wrestling who could make them work. Many have wondered if Bray would have lived. What would he have done in WWE next? It's very sad to realize that we will never know, as Bray was taken from us way too soon. And it's great to hear the outpouring of love and care that is shown for Bray's family. It's very hard to think that Bray is leaving behind 4 children and the love of his life, JoJo. But everyone is doing everything they can to help them through this unbelievably difficult time. And 2 people who have shown love and care for Bray Wyatt and his family are 2 of WWE's biggest superstars, and 2 people who have crossed paths with Bray Wyatt, Alexa Bliss, and Seth Rollins. First, let's hear from Alexa Bliss on the passing of Bray Wyatt.
Hi everyone. Before tonight's episode of SmackDown, I just wanted to come on here and say a few words. I was planning on attending tonight's SmackDown, but unfortunately with the last minute flight options, it wasn't really possible to get me there in time before the show ended. I'm sending out so much love and thoughts to Windham's entire family. You know, we are all here for you and we are so sorry for your loss. And unfortunately now there is a huge void in our world, in the WWE universe, that no one will ever be able to fill, because Windham was so special and everything he brought to us was so special, and I think we should all be so grateful for that.
And now let's hear from Seth Rollins on the passing of Bray Wyatt.
Thought about going to SmackDown tonight, but that would entail leaving my family a day early. I just keep going back to the conversation I had with Windham on the phone when Brody passed. He said, I remember this very specifically, he said, you just go hug on that baby girl. Talking about my daughter. So I just feel like that's what I should be doing.
So we are now learning the reason why these 2 were not in attendance at SmackDown during the tribute to Bray Wyatt. Alexa Bliss said that she just couldn't get a flight to Louisville, Kentucky to get there by the time SmackDown was on the air. And Seth Rollins took Bray's very smart advice, and that is to be there and love your children. And Seth decided to honor Bray's own words and to stay in Iowa with his daughter, Rue. What was your favorite moment of Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt? And what was your favorite moment of Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins? Leave a comment below and give me your opinion. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification so you are notified when we upload a new video.